Hello there, business owners. Today we are delving into the art of finding your true voice so that you can integrate it into your AI generated or really any content at all. This is all about bridging the gap between who you are offline and who you are online. We're going to share some secrets today so you can craft an online presence that is authentically you. It represents your values and your personality. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Deanna Maio. I am the proud owner and director of The Vivid Woman. For 16 years, I have been helping small business owners and leaders just like you to lead with confidence, to build high-performing teams, and to skyrocket your profits. And I'm here today to help you find your true voice so you can make sure it's integrated into all of your content. Now, if you're joining me live, please comment #live so that I know you're here with me. And hey, if you're joining me on the replay, it's going to be just as much fun the second time. Please comment #replay so that I know you are here. All right, let me tell you who today is for. Today is for you if you have ever read your own content and thought, that doesn't sound like me at all. It might as well have been anybody else that has written that. If you're tired of feeling like who you are in your business doesn't really match up with who you are in your real life, I have a story about that I'll share in a little bit. If you're craving a deeper connection with your audience, but you're not exactly sure how to make that happen, I'm betting that a good part of it has to do with the fact that your own personality is just not infused into what you're putting out there. If you're feeling like your content is not standing out and you're not leaving people with an impression, this is for you today. And if you're really committed to building an online presence that reflects the real you, quirks and all, no matter how the trends might shift, you are in the right place today. All right, so imagine for a moment you are pouring your heart and soul into your content creation, but it's falling flat. Well, why? One of the main reasons might be because it lacks authenticity. I mean, you're not trying to be someone you're not, but your content isn't exactly you. And that's a problem. It's a problem because it doesn't feel good for us as business people to not be our true selves. But also, if our audience can't sense it, they don't know what we stand for, then why are they going to move forward with us? When I was performing early on in my career, as a business owner. So going back to 2008 is when I went full time into my business. June 25th was my freedom day. I was in a job before that as the director of learning and development for my organization. And I really felt like I lived two lives. Maybe some of you can relate to this. I had daytime Deanna, who was a professional, and I had a lot to prove. Even though I didn't feel like I wasn't, I knew I was good at my job, but I got hired into that job without the paper credentials. The fact is, I'm not traditionally qualified for anything on paper that I've ever done, but I work really hard and I know where to find information and I don't give up. But, daytime Deanna, she just worked really hard and, she wasn't as quirky as maybe nighttime Deanna was. Nighttime Deanna was a singer and an actor and a performer, and she was alive and dynamic, and she made mistakes, and she was, I'd like to think funny sometimes, um, charming in front of an audience, so I've been told. And it just seemed like I was living these two different lives. And there was a point when I just thought, I can't do it this way anymore. This is not working for me. And I started to integrate daytime Deanna and nighttime Deanna. And I'd like to think that everything I do now, I'm the same kind of Deanna. And it feels really good. It's a lot less tiring, as a matter of fact. So drop me a yes if you have ever noticed someone's content online that just felt a little lackluster, that felt a little like dry white toast. I like using that analogy a lot. Any movie buffs out there, you know that comes from the Blues Brothers. Great, great, great movie. Would not probably do very well today, given that it is It's just from times past. Let's put it that way. All right. So I can see some of you are relating. Good. All right. Let's jump into the tips. If you want to find your true voice so that you can integrate it into your content, whether you're using AI to create that content or you're doing it all yourself, the first thing is you have to embrace who you are. You have to embrace your authenticity. Your voice is your superpower. You cannot be afraid to let your true self shine through in your content. So I would encourage you to start integrating personal stories or anecdotes and sharing behind the scenes glimpses of your life, practicing being beautifully imperfect in your comments and in your content. I mean, even now, as I'm saying some of this to you, I've not said the word that I had in mind. It's not, exactly as it might be if it was perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. Yesterday, I was talking to someone and I could not say the word suspicious properly. I had to try to start it like 6 times. Suspicious. And I thought, wow, I'm really tired because I'm usually pretty good at that, given that I'm a voiceover actor, an actor, a singer. My diction is usually pretty good. However, I could not get the word out. Did I fall to pieces and crumble into a ball on the floor? No, I just went like, okay, well, I guess I'm a little tired today. And I find that being my true self actually allows people to feel more connected with me. If I was perfect all the time and always sat up exactly straight and every hair was perfectly in place, well, that's not believable. And nobody wants to study or work with someone who appears to be perfect. It's too far for me to vision where I am if I want to get where they are and they're perfect, I already know in my subconscious mind that's not possible. We want to work with real human beings, regardless of the kind of service you provide. So start integrating more of you into what you're doing. All right. Second tip today is to really do your best to connect on a personal level. Our audiences, they crave realness. Remember those that movie announcer guy? In a world where justice, yeah. All right. So in a world where we see perfection on Instagram and in people's pictures they take of their dinner plates with their food and their amazing homes and whatnot, we have this belief that everything's sunshine and roses for everybody else but us. Now, I'm not saying we need to fixate on the negative, but just be real. Share questions you're having in your own experience, in your own growth journey. Invite people to be a part of that conversation with you. And when you engage with your audience like that and you're responding to their comments and their messages, now you've got the magic that makes for a fun business that also makes money, right? And it's not that it's all about money, because it's not. We could get our basic needs met in almost every job, but it's because we have a passion for what we do. And the more people we can connect with, the more we feel that passion. Even if you don't identify as someone extroverted like I do, connection, it just takes different forms and it matters. All right, tip number 3 is to stay true to yourself. To thine own self be true. Who knows where that came from? I mean, you probably know it's Shakespeare, but what play? Anyone? Regardless of the trends as they come and go, I want you to stay grounded in your authenticity. Don't chase likes and follows. Focus on creating content that aligns with your values and resonates with your audience. One way that you can go about doing this is to schedule regular check-ins with yourself to just ensure if your content reflects who you are and what you stand for. And maybe it's time to take a look and redefine who you are and what you stand for. I don't know that our values change greatly over the course of our lives. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. That's not my area of expertise. But what I do know is that as we go through our lives, what is important to us shifts and changes a little bit, right? Earlier on in my career, I was more I was more driven towards making money than I was towards having free time. Now my free time is more important to me. Does that mean that it's always exactly the same? No. Some weeks I work more, some weeks I work less. Some weeks I work more because I really, really want to. Other weeks I work less because I really, really want to. This sounds like a Spice Girls song for a second there. What I really, really want. Any Spice Girls fans out there? All right. Well, I'm one, though I wouldn't say I'm a rabid Spice Girls fan, but you had to, if you grew up at all in the 90s, you couldn't avoid them. All right, before I share my fourth tip for today, I want to share with you an opportunity for those of you that really want what's possible when you have your online voice figured out. Okay, what does that look like? First of all, well, you've got deeper connections with your audience, which leads to more engagement with them, more loyalty from them. They are more likely to refer, they are more likely to buy. And of course, it's not all about making money, but it's a great way to measure if we're making an impact, is that they're engaging in and buying from us. The second thing that happens when you've got this voice figured out is you stand out in this sea of sameness. You attract people to you. And it doesn't always have to be because you're controversial. It's just because you're yourself. You make a statement, you make an impact in just being you. Some people might not like that. That's okay. You can bless them and release them. You're not going to be for everybody. You're just not. And it's okay. You don't need everyone to like you. You just need the right people to like you and work with you. There's another benefit that comes from this. We haven't even talked about team yet today. And that is when you are yourself more often, it will give your team two things, maybe even three. One thing is it gives them permission to be themselves more often. And we want that for our team. Because if they can feel like they can be their true selves, they're going to have more fun at work. You're going to have more fun at work as a result of that. They're going to be more productive. They're going to be less stressed, right? The second thing it does is it gives them a sense of who you are, and having a sense of consistency in who you are, again, reduces their stress, allows them to be more productive, and they can start to not read minds exactly, because that's not a fair thing to ask from our team, but they get a better sense of how you like to work. And then we all collaborate better. It's so much more fun. And when you are reflected in your online content, if your nighttime Deanna and daytime Deanna are one and the same, you're just happier. You're just more fulfilled. You sleep better at night. The work you put out is a higher quality because you're you. And I want you to be you all the time. Because I remember what it was like when I wasn't. When I would go to work and I couldn't be, I didn't feel like I had permission to be nighttime Deanna, the goofy, Marvel comic movie loving, jazz loving woman that I am. Part of that was because so much of my career I spent in industries or fields where people like me weren't represented. I worked in highly male dominated fields. I was often the youngest person on the team. And given that I'm shorter in stature, because I'm only 5'3", I was, for better or for worse, I was treated differently. And I felt like I had to, fit in with the guys and produce at the same level. And I couldn't be the fun-loving woman that I am. But that was a lie, and I don't accept that lie anymore. How about you? Are you willing to let go of all of that stuff and just be you more often? All right, good. All right, so how do we do this? Well, I want to invite you, if you want to unlock your true online voice and revolutionize how you integrate that into your content, especially your AI-driven content, I want to invite you to join me for my upcoming workshop. And that workshop is all about teaching you how to teach AI to write in your authentic voice. It's all about saving time and effort so that you can craft really captivating copy with your unique voice, your personality, so you can make more sales. Because who doesn't want to make more sales, right? And I'm popping the link up on the screen. Also, the QR code will take you there. It's deanna.live deanna.maio/teach-AI, where you can learn all about my upcoming workshop. We are going to show you exactly how to sprinkle in your own magic of you into your AI generated content with some very specific, tangible actions you can take. This is not theory. This is us getting it done during the workshop. I'm going to share with you my framework for ensuring that your messages are really deeply resonating with your own voice and your core values. So that those things are integrated into your messaging, right? That they just scream you, but not without, fake AI language. We're going to transform your content so that you can make sure that not only does it speak to you, but it speaks to your audience. And I'm going to provide you with some resources so that you can do this faster and easier than if you were going to go at it on your own. I've been working on this for weeks and weeks now, crafting prompts and exercises to make this work for you. I've also got a foolproof checklist so that you can elevate your AI work so it's compelling before you go out and publish it. And some insider tips on how you can double your content production without compromising your soul and without working more hours, because it's totally possible. You just have to know what to do, right? All right, so you can join me over at deanna.live/teach-AI to check out the workshop. And let me share with you today's fourth tip. Whether you're using AI or not, whether it's a blog post, an email, a sales page, it doesn't matter. The best way, at least for right now until you join me in the workshop, to really discover if your content sounds like you is to read it out loud, like a script. Just read it out loud. See if it sounds like you. You'll notice as you're reading it, things will trip you up. That's typically a place where it doesn't resonate with your inner being, with yourself. I know that's kind of woo-woo, and some of you are probably not into that. But the fact is, actors rehearse their lines so that they can feel more like them because they're playing a character. This is the way that you can use the script you've written, your content, to make sure it checks in with your character, who you are. And I'm sure you're not surprised by this tip if you know me, because you know I'm a near lifelong actor and performer. All right, friends, that is what I have for you today. I'm so excited that you were here with me. I really want you to know it's totally possible to have your content sound like you and for you to integrate all the best parts of yourself in your work world. I want to thank you for joining me today on this journey to finding your true voice. And if you walk away with nothing else, remember your authenticity, your you-ness is your secret weapon in the online world. Stay true to yourself and watch your online presence transform into a powerful reflection of who you are. I almost want to start singing Reflection from Mulan right now. It's such a good song. And until next time, stay shining bright, my friends, and I'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.